The opportunity of loneliness. I was going to name this the converse, which would be the drawbacks of conformity, because it's basically the same thing. But the opportunities of loneliness is that we are social creatures by heredity. In the caveman days, if you were excluded from the tribe, you would die. So none of us wants to die, so that's bred into us over eons of time, that not to be isolated, not to go against the norm. But what was once hereditary is now counter-hereditary, because conformity, by definition, is some form of mediocrity, and today's outsized results are done by innovation, which means something new, which means that you have to be a novel thinker, which means that you have to stand out from the crowd. So it's lonely to be an innovator. It's lonely to be a CEO if you're an innovative CEO. It's lonely to be a person that doesn't need to fit in. And constantly we're dragged down to the lowest common denominator, the median, whatever you want to call it, to conform with others and to conform really with conventional wisdom. Now, there's a difference between conventional wisdom and common sense. Common sense is more evolutionary, because what I believed yesterday as common sense may not be the same as what I believe tomorrow as common sense. But conventional wisdom, which also evolves over time, but is more tied to the norm. Common sense is like conventional wisdom in some sense, but it's more individual, and it doesn't have to be tied to the norm. I could know something just by common sense, but it doesn't have to be ordinary. It could be, if my knowledge is extraordinary and my experience is extraordinary, then my common sense can also be extraordinary. So in terms of loneliness, it takes great mental strength to not give in to societal pressures, evolutionary pressures, and to stand on one's own.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.